Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Raya, and I really wanted for today to, instead of having another white voice speaking at you, I wanted to stop talking pretty quickly and instead share with you some of the incredible voices that I have personally been learning from. These are just going to be small clips from the IGTVs that I took these from. I will of course link everyone down below. Please go follow all of these incredible humans and watch the full IGTVs because, like I said, these will just be little clips and the full videos are just so much more powerful to watch them all together. So yeah, please go and learn as much as you can and just watch videos and read posts and articles and books and just absorb and learn as much as you can, because that is how change will happen if we can all get so much more educated on topics that a lot of us may not know that much about, unfortunately. So yeah, anyway, without further ado, enough from me and on to the incredible people that I'm highlighting in this video.
It can feel massively intimidating to find a meaningful way to add to very important discussions such as the Black Lives Matter movement, which in essence is a basic human rights movement, a fight for basic human rights, equality, protection for Black people.
And this is now a time to learn. You're being taught by people, you're being given information to digest and consume. Don't just react or feel like, well, I'm not this or I'm not that. Now's the time to actually start learning. But I feel like the whole world is now freaking back to square one and learning how to be decent human beings to other people and Black people in general.
But I want to talk about why it is so important for your survival and for our survival in general to act, to be active, and to be a part of this conversation, even if you fear you may not be the perfect contributor to the conversation.
When I see messaging of, you know, don't stay silent, say something, it's real. You need to say something. You need to stand with us and you need to acknowledge that it's happening, because when you don't acknowledge that it's happening, you're diminishing the pain and you're diminishing our humanity.
And until we get to that point, things are not going to change. Until we get to the point where the majority starts standing up for the minority, which I'm seeing, by the way, and it's beautiful, things are not going to change.
It's been said so many times that at this point, if you are silent in the face of injustice, you are on the side of the oppressor. At this point, it's about being active in your anti-racism. It's about calling out your white friends and your family when they say problematic things. It's about signing petitions. It's about going to protests. It's about uplifting the voices of Black people around you who are literally just trying to show that our lives deserve worth.
And that is what has been on my heart all week. I've been waiting for my white friends to speak up. And many of you have, and I love you and I appreciate you. But many of you haven't. Don't tell me that you're not racist. You're also not anti-racist. If you're going to be quiet and not say anything, and you have a greater chance of moving people to hope to shift something in their mindset, why would you not do that?
I fervently believe that if the white person is your problem, only the white person can be your solution.
You can't be scared to speak out. You can't be like, what are people gonna think about me? What are people gonna say? I'm gonna lose my friends. Those aren't your friends if they have a problem with you speaking up for what's right. Nobody's saying that you have to be a social justice activist. Just use your own circle, use your own life as the start of where this change starts to happen.
When your family members at the dinner table, when they say something racist, are you actually going to speak up? Or are you going to say, oh, well, I know better? Are you educating yourself? Are you reading? Are you donating? Are you putting your resources to work? Are you working with organizations? Are you protesting? You have energy. You have power. Find your power and use it. Are you voting? Don't be silent.
And that is the difference between being a racist and being an anti-racist. Being anti-racist is not convenient. If it feels convenient for you, you're not doing enough and you're not an anti-racist.
And we need people to start uniting and standing up together, man. Standing up for what's right and calling out what's wrong. If you're a white man or a white woman, I want you to have a conversation with a Black man or Black woman. and vice versa. I want you to start understanding their life, because there's plenty of times in my life where I fit the description. There's plenty of times in my life where it's been close calls, and I've done absolutely nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. Because I'm sitting here tired of fighting for what's right, and you guys ain't fighting for what's right. And you can see the hurt in my heart.
You know, another question I get from my white friends, they ask me, why do you think white privilege exists? And I say this, if you and I were in a race, and the official at the start line, they held me back for the first 200 meters, and you had a 200-meter then head start, the only way to level out that race is to either stop you from running or put me on a golf cart and catch you up and catch myself up. Well, you see, what we've done in America is we've simply said, okay, Emmanuel, you're now free to run. And we've acted as if it's a fair race, when in all honesty, black people were held back for hundreds of years. And so if in the late 1960s we say, okay, black people, you can go now, that's not a fair race. So white privilege is, it's having a head start due to hundreds and hundreds of years of systematic and systemic racism. It's having a head start intrinsically built into your life. It's not saying your life hasn't been hard, but what it's saying is your skin color hasn't contributed to the difficulty in your life.
And a lot of it stems from anti-blackness, to be honest with you. You watch the news, you watch the media, you see bad guys, they're black. You see pimps, they're black. You see rapists, they're black. Gangbangers, they're black. All on TV, all in the news. It starts to create prejudice.
So my question for you is, what actions do you intend to take? Please do not wait for somebody to tell you when the next protest is or what petition to sign. What are you taking responsibility for?
If I'm just now realizing that I need to be an ally, right? Then what are the things that I have ignored, the things that I have assumed about people of color, the things that I have just let go and didn't say anything about? What are the parts of myself that have supported this? What are those parts? So that means uncovering and getting all in the nasty parts, like getting in the most uncomfortable parts of yourself and asking yourself, how have I supported this? And it's not enough to post Black Lives Matter. It's not enough to just be publicly with us and against racism if you haven't committed yourself to doing the actual work that it takes to change things.
What are the 3 things that you can commit to doing this month? I'm not saying you need to complete it, but take responsibility for some action steps and get to work. Hell, what can you do this week? Who can you talk to? Who can you challenge? What systems in your community, where you live, where you work, can you change right now as we go on what is about to be a challenging and long journey to dismantle and eradicate white supremacy at large?
It's not enough to just pass by. I know a lot of you guys want this to end. You want to get back to regular life so you can now just be afraid of COVID-19 and not having to face off with your own discomfort. However, we asked for a big life. We asked for true transformation. We asked the universe, God, Buddha, Krishna, Jesus, Allah. We said, let's heal this planet. And it's coming and it's being presented in a way that makes you uncomfortable. I get it. But the Jesus that you worship said, what you do to the least of my brothers, you also do to me. So if you hold that Bible and you say that this is your thing, do what he did. Live how he lived. I am a human who has children, who has hopes and dreams and love. I don't want my kids to have to deal with this. I don't want your kids to have to deal with it. Here's our opportunity. Here's our chance. We keep saying it's going to be greater later. Let's make sure. Let's not let up. And not just for me, for you.